Hello everybody, it's List, and today I'm going to be going over the new tank that has been added to the Season Pass, and this is the VZ.68 Squall. I'm going to be having my 3-mark game running in the back, and yes, I have already 3-marked it because I love it. But I'm going to go over the stats and tell you guys if I think you should get it, or if you should, if you may like it. But yeah, to start off, the gun. This is not a traditional light tank. This has a double barrel twin cannon autocannon, which is it fires very, very fast, similar to if you've played the T249, the Tier 10 American light tank. It's a similar kind of thing, but this version is not actually overpowered. This tank, the gun is not super good. It's kind of bad, to be honest. Um, I think you have about a 4 second dump. So once you start firing to dump the clip, you have about 4 seconds to get your whole clip out. Where something like a T249 would shoot a little bit faster and have a way higher potential. I wouldn't say this tank is bad, but I would say it's balanced. Only thing is sometimes balanced tanks aren't that good because there's so many OP tanks. But I do think if you would give it time and try to learn the tank, most people would enjoy it. It is very satisfying clipping out people with this tank. But in terms of stats on the gun, the standard rounds have 182 millimeters of penetration, which isn't the best, but it's not horrible. It's workable. And then something that's a little different about this tank is it actually has balanced premium rounds. If you want more penetration on your premium rounds, you have to lose damage. So you will only be doing the regular rounds. You will be doing 8 damage per clip or per shot. Where if you fire the premium rounds, you get a higher penetration, but you only get 6 damage per shot. So it's a trade-off of whether you want an 800 clip or a 600 clip because there's 100 rounds in the clip. And the premium rounds have 236 millimeters of penetration, and they are APCR, so they do fly a bit faster. And I don't know if it's just me, but it does seem like it's more accurate firing the APCR. I think it's just because of the faster shell velocity, but I don't think that's really the case. But you also have the HE rounds, which most people might think not to carry HE on a tank like this because the penetration's low and you're probably not going to do anything. I have 4 clips of HE loaded on this tank, and I absolutely love the HE. It is 16 damage per clip, so if you can manage to pen that whole clip, or even most of the clip potential is 1600 damage. If you can come up against another, say a tier 10 light, if you're bottom tier and you need to get a tier 10 light out of the game, if you can pen all those shots, you can take something like a 13105 out with just one clip, which is crazy. But I do think it's balanced because unlike the T249, if you're going to be shooting something and you can't pen it, you'll still do the chip damage, so you'll still do about 200, 300 damage sometimes. Where this is HE, so it doesn't work like that. If you are firing at somebody and you cannot pen them with the HE, you are going to do 0 damage. You will not do anything at all. Same thing goes for the regular AP rounds. You won't be doing any damage and if you don't pen, which is nice because that's the way it should be. You shouldn't get automatic damage. It's not like this is like a derp gun or anything. You shouldn't always be getting auto damage, which I think they did a great job on this tank. Um, Another thing, I wish this is how they balanced the T249, the tier 10 light tank, because this is very not OP. Yes, it has its moments with, say, the HE and stuff, but overall, it's not overpowered. It's very balanced. But yeah, 1100 hit points, which is not the most, but it's also not the least, so it's okay. I feel like maybe if they gave it like another 100 to 200 hit points, because this thing is really big, it's almost like a medium. I think that would make it a little bit better. 'Cause it's not the best right now, but I'm not complaining and saying it's bad. I just think they could maybe add hit points in the future. 380 meters view range, which is pretty good. Not the best, but like I said, it's a tier 8 light tank, so that's pretty good for tier 8. Tier 8. And the detectability range, you have 318 meters of moving and still concealment because you are a light tank. When you move, your concealment does not drop. However, with the new camo changes, I can't really tell you how this works because I don't really know. If it was before the update, I could tell you I know exactly how camo works, but it's a little bit different now, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. The camo should be good, is all I will say. 318 meters is like a 13105, if you've ever played that light tank. Similar to a RHM Panzerwagen, the Tier 10 German light. If you've played either of those, it's got basically the same camo as those. But yeah, I have loved this tank so much. I wanted to three mark it in the first day it came out, but I unfortunately didn't have the time to do that. So I think this is day three I was finishing this up. I was lucky enough to have two of my friends, Dino and I Love Unicums. They are great guys, and they helped me out with this by playing SFAX to give me assistance. It is hard to do damage in this tank. That is why I have friends playing in tanks that TDs, because it's hard to do regular damage, and you can't always rely on your teammates to shoot for you. Where if you know you have friends, you can talk with them, you can have comms and everything, and you can get great shots in and have great games. And we're also on the new map here, Comarin. This map is, I don't really like it. I think it's a bit too small for Tier 10, but this I mean, I'm glad they are adding new maps at least, even if they're not the best maps. A new map is a new map. There's still some maps I wish they would add, like Sacred Valley or Pacific Island. Those are some of the ones I really want. But, I mean, it's a new map, so I'm fine with it. They did expand it, so it's bigger now, but it doesn't really, the way it plays out, it doesn't really work. So I don't think they'll probably keep it at Tier 10 for a while. It is pretty small. Um, but this is a nice little position. If you can get your light tank here, or maybe even a medium tank, you're pretty safe from the sides behind you, from the little hill in the middle, you're safe from. Only thing you gotta watch out is for the people camping out at like K1, which people do camp there. You'll see as I go to spot there later how many people are there. And there is a destructible building here, so you don't want to destroy it if you can. I believe the building next to it is not destructible, so if you do need cover, you can go to that building right next to it, because I don't think it will fall down. Um, I get a couple shots into that FE because he is a crucial kill. He could one-shot me. I don't want that, because I know I need to go spot back there. I was sitting at about 94%, maybe a little bit, maybe 94.5% on this tank, and I noticed the mark is very, very low for this tank. So if you guys like this tank and you would like to mark this tank, now is the time. It's only about 2,500 to 3K combined to 3 mark it. And if you want to 2 mark it, it's only about 2,000 damage per game. So it's pretty low. I think it's the lowest out of all the light tanks at the moment, because I know the lowest before was like 3K on the EBR 75. And this is definitely lower. I get spotted here, and I'm a little scared. I don't know why I took those shots, because I could have got evaporated there. That was a little risky, and I wasn't at the threshold I needed of damage. So sometimes I want to get a little aggressive, but when it gets to those things and you're marking, and you know you're close to where you could maybe get it, do not rush your games. You gotta be a little careful. Like, I'm rushing here. I probably shouldn't have did that, but I'm okay right now. There's 40% health left, so there's plenty of damage to get. So there's no reason to rush it, which that was a stupid thing I did right there. I shouldn't have did that. And I hit the building here, and yes, that one is not destructible, you can see. I get behind it because I need cover until I'm unspotted. But yeah, you shouldn't rush it when there's a lot of HP left, because you're most likely going to get outspotted and throw your tank away. Especially with the way camo's working now, I feel like TDs can just outspot light tanks. So I will say that you can't get too aggressive. But there's a full health Kranvagen I'm hoping my teammates can get a shot into. And I'm at 5K combined, so I'm thinking this is enough. But I'm like, well, how much can we do here? 5K is a lot for a tier 8 light tank. But, maybe I could do 6 or 7 or maybe 8,000 combined. You never know. We'll see. There's a fortress over there I'd like to get out. And then I see a full health 4,005. And I'm like, oh, I need to get this. Unfortunately, I had the APCR rounds loaded, which have less damage, and I don't even need them for the 4005. If I had HE loaded, that would have been amazing, because I could have almost full clipped him, because I have a 1600 HE clip, which would have been so nice, but I unfortunately wasn't thinking, I guess, and I loaded the APCR rounds again. Not sure what I was doing there, but I'm realizing that there's only 16% health left, and I'm like, okay, now's the time to go. There's no health really left. This guy's not looking at me, and I should just get the shots in and pull back. I'm going to try and reload one more time. I load up the regular rounds so I have a little bit more, because I don't think... The reason I loaded the regular rounds is because if that 4005 dies, I'm going to have HE rounds loaded for the rest of these guys, and it's going to be useless. I'm not going to use them. That was my thought process behind that. And he was low enough so that I could clip him with the standard guns. But we're clipping him here. It is so satisfying, and I love the sound of this gun. They did a great job with the sound of the gun. And I'm just hoping they bring in the full line, because there's a tech tree that they put on PC of the check light tanks, and they look so fun. I'm really excited, and I'm really hoping that we're going to get them. If we do, I will make reviews on all those tanks, and I will try to mark them. Because they're so fun, and I just love light tanks. But yeah, that was a great game. 7,000 damage combined, which is, I think that was one of my best for this tank, and it just happened to be the 3 mark game. But like I said, shout out to my friends here who helped me mark this. They did a great job, and yeah, we went way over the requirements that we needed. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I like the tank overall, and I would recommend it. It will take some getting used to, but it's definitely worth the 6,000 gold. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a nice rest of your day.